Vista number 8's a medium length par 4 and probably our best chance to score since the par 5 fifth hole. And it's really the last chance here on this 9, with the next hole, number 9, being a pretty lengthy par 5 that's tough to get a good score on. So here off the tee, we're probably going to be aggressive. There's really no reason to hit anything less than driver here. The only thing you have to be careful of are the 2 fairway bunkers. There's one shorter to the left side of the fairway, and then one a little bit longer down the fairway to the right-hand side. You really just have to make a decision as to how much you want to, aim to that left side, be aggressive. If you can carry that bunker on the left, you can really take a lot of yardage off of this hole and just have a short wedge into the green. But if you go out a little bit more to the right, play it a little bit safer, then there's a good chance, you're going to have quite a bit more yardage, maybe more of a mid or a long iron into this green perhaps. So just have to make a decision on how aggressive you want to be. Usually it's determined a lot by playing conditions, so wind and temperature and stuff like that. So today we're pretty nice out, not too much wind. We're going to go ahead and take a driver, go over kind of the right side of that fairway bunker if we can, and that should leave us a really nice short look into the green for our second. Well, as you probably saw, we didn't quite get as far left over that bunker as we planned. So we're a little bit further out to the right side of the fairway. That means we're going to have a little longer shot in, but still only about 120 yards into this flag. So good chance here to get it close. Really, this green it's a large green. It's very deep, so from front to back, it's a very big green. And this shot is always deceivingly uphill. So you always want to, maybe take a little bit extra, especially if it's a red or a white flag and you have a little bit of room behind it to land the ball. Maybe take that extra club. That green side bunker that's just to the short right side of the green, that catches a lot of those shots that come up just a little bit short of the intended distance. So maybe take a little bit extra here. And then if you're a high spin player and you're going to get a lot of backspin on your wedges, you just want to be extra careful because they will really get brought back on this hole quite a bit. So again, leave yourself a little bit extra room long. Always better to err on that side. Anything short of the flag might come all the way off the front of the green and leave you with not a most difficult chip in the world, but definitely not what you're looking for on a scoreable hole like this. So we have 120 yards here. Normally that'd be about a gap wedge for me, but since we have a red flag and that little bit of uphill in the shot, I'm going to go ahead and take the pitching wedge, just play it a little bit long. Maybe we'll catch a little spin and come back, but we should have a good look at par nonetheless. So let's see how we do. We have a great maintenance team here. They do a lot of work to keep the course in great playing condition, but we do also need the help of golfers in a lot of cases, whether it be things like repairing ball marks and greens, raking bunkers, things that we might have talked about in some of these videos, or in this case, filling divots in the fairways. At some facilities you might find that these sand and seed bottles on the golf carts have a seed mixture in them. Here we just have plain sand, and that's because we have different varieties of grass and we don't want them kind of intermingling out there in the wrong areas. So we just have sand here, and really what we're trying to do is leave a good playing surface for the next person in case they get into this area. So it's not about trying to necessarily regrow grass. The grass will do that on its own. It tends to fill in from the sides, and within a couple of days it'll be back to how it was before you hit your shot. But if we could take the sand bottle here and just fill it with a nice even layer, kind of flatten it out with your foot, and at least bring it up to where it's kind of a level lie in case someone goes in there next, so that they have something to play off of rather than that deep depression. Now if you happen to get a divot that's kind of fully intact, it's a nice full piece, you can put that back instead of the sand, but most of the time with our Bermuda grass especially, it'll just kind of explode when you hit it and you won't have much left. So we definitely want to use the sand in that case. Again, as I mentioned, we have sand here on our carts. If you have your own personal cart and you want to fill up with sand, we have a little station by the practice putting green to do that. Or you can ask one of our players' assistants. They'll usually have some with them as well. But we really appreciate your help on this. It'll keep the course playing well at all times, especially in the winter months when the grass doesn't grow back as quickly. This will keep it a little more playable for everyone throughout the day, and make that round a little more enjoyable for all of our golfers. All right, so not the birdie we were looking for, but still a successful par. Again, this hole here, we just want to be aggressive. It's a good chance to score. Just make sure that you, be careful of those 2 fairway bunkers out there. Give them some thought off your tee shot. And then with this second shot here into the green, I definitely recommend taking an extra club, particularly when it's a red or a white flag. Blue flag, you really don't want to be too aggressive with because you might go over the green. But with those red and white flags, you have a real good chance of coming up short and leaving a tough chip if you don't play enough on that second shot. So hopefully this helps you out and you can have a good chance to score next time you play this one.